Ho, 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 Merry Christmas. Aloha. Welcome, everybody. It's Friday, the 20th, and I know everyone's running around crazy, probably getting ready for next week, how the year has flown by. But what a wonderful time of the year. I hope everyone's having a lovely time with their family and friends and shopping. I certainly am. Actually, I'm surprised this year. I'm keeping track of everything. So usually I forget what I bought for who, but now I'm like, oh, okay, I'm a little more organized this year. Anyway, I thought what would be fun today is just to really reflect on the year and see, what were the top sales. So what we'll talk about today is, what were the top five single family home sales, and then what were the top five condominium sales in the luxury market. So let me share it on my screen here. Okay. So what I thought it would be fun to talk about is, when these properties sold and what was the wow factor that, enabled them to sell, which is very important, and the history. I don't think people realize sometimes with luxury homes, it does take a lot of work, a lot of networking, and they do take a fair amount of time on the market. So if we look at the top sale, which was in Kailua, Kailua Oceanfront this year, this sold for 26 million. And, some of the wow factors of this property was the land area. Anyone who's, definitely spending substantial money wants a large land area. And the land area on this property was a little under 31,000 square feet. It was very modern, contemporary design. And the house was over 8,000 square feet with 8 bedrooms and 10 and a half bathrooms. The design of the home was that indoor-outdoor living. And even though it was a lot of bedrooms, it was great by the fact it flowed. It didn't feel huge to somebody. Even though it was a large home, it still had a comfort about it that you felt connected with everyone in the home. This sold in May, but just so you know, it was originally listed for 29.2 million, and the combined days on the market was 672 days on the market. And this property last sold in 2019 for 17.9 million. So that was an incredible sale. So congratulations to the seller and the new buyer enjoying their home there. Now we move on to the second highest sale. And this again was beachfront in Kailua. And this sold for $18.888 million. And this was one of the homes actually that our President Obama had used over the years for his family to rent. And it was very famous, of course. And this home actually had 6 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, and a smaller home, 5,800 square feet on land area of 33,000 square feet. And it sold for 15.88 million. And currently it's for sale again for 15.880. I understand that the buyer who did buy this property in April decided that they would far prefer being in a condominium in town. So, sometimes people buy things and then they decide that maybe this isn't for me. And some of the wow factors of this property, of course, is the history that President Obama stayed there, of course, people love. But I would say the indoor-outdoor living again. And, the architecture was fabulous. It was very British, Indian, Balinese style home, very well appointed home. And of course, the oceanfront, Kailua oceanfront view is stunning. Third largest sale was a Diamond Head vacant lot. And this took, a little while, not as long as I thought it would, but 296 days on the market. This sold in October, and this lot was a little under an acre of land. And, what we find is a lot of luxury buyers, who are looking to spend substantial money here, I would say over 20 million, including land and building. It's hard to find a floor plan that they really love. So someone definitely got a wonderful opportunity to build their dream home in an iconic location. Diamond Head, without question, is where everyone wants to be. It's just a matter of, pricing and finding the right property. And this property was actually in escrow one time, fell out back in escrow, but very popular and sold for 14.5 million to a local buyer. Moving on to the next highest sale here, and you have the North Shore. Of course, everyone loves the North Shore, and to own your own home up there is fantastic. And this home actually sold for 14.4 million, and this was in the beginning of the year in January. And this home was situated, the wow factor was between two surf spray, Chun's Reef right hand break they here and piddly's left. So for those surfers out there, there was some lucky surfer who bought a beautiful home here up on the North Shore. The history of this house was it was originally listed at 17.8 million and it last sold in 2017 for 4.5, but was 4.5 million, but was rebuilt in 2018. And here we have the fifth highest sale for this year. And this was at Kainani Oceanfront, right there near the Waialae Country Club, and a beautifully appointed home. It was, can you turn it off? Sorry. This home was actually sold for 13 million, a great buy. This home was actually sold for 13 million, a great buy. It was originally listed, I believe, actually for about 17.8 million. Was on the market for about 112 days, and it was last sold in 1999 for 2.6 million, but rebuilt in 2012. It was a Mediterranean home, beautiful home, great buy. You know, the square footage of the home, if we just look at that, was living area 6,700 square feet on over 21,000 square feet of land, and you know, on the water front, as you can see, which is incredibly reasonable. I think this sale was probably very price driven. It was a lovely Mediterranean home, but it is difficult in Hawaii to find Mediterranean luxury buys. We're more known to get top dollar from modern contemporary designs, not so much the Mediterranean style home, but they're definitely out there, far and few, but someone got a great buy on this property. Now, moving right along to the top 5 condominium sales. And we've, you know, I think every week when we went over the top sales, every month, I should say, you know, these buildings came up again and again. And of course, the Park Lane, this property sold for 9.6 million and it was originally purchased for 9 million back in 2021. Wonderful property, over 2,800 square feet, 3-bedroom, 3-bath, condominium like townhouse, and its own swimming pool too, which is great. Another popular building that we talked about a lot is Waia, and gorgeous finishings. I was out looking at some of the new developments the other week, and someone had mentioned how Waia really does have very upper end finishings in the units. 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath, and this sold for 8 million. And it was originally listed for 8.4, and the buyer, the seller, I should say, had purchased it back in 2018 for 8.2. So they took a little bit of a loss, but still a great sale for the building. And, you know, another top sale again, Waia, you know, there was a lot of movement in that building this year. And this building sold, this unit sold back in September, local buyers, and it sold for 7.1 million. It was on the market for about 6 months, but this was one of the, right at the front of the building. They seem to be selling a little over 7 million right now. And square footage is, let me see, is 2,659 square feet. Very, very pretty unit, and unobstructed view, which is one of the things that everyone's looking for these days. Now, if we go, the Gold Coast is also another very popular area. This was one of the top sales, 3019 Kalakaua Avenue, and it was a double unit. This was an exceptionally good buy, actually. 4,200 square feet of living area. It did need some work. Upstairs, 2 units put together, on one on a lower floor, you know, low floor than a higher floor, with an elevator between the 2 units. And that sold for about $7 million. So I'm sure they'll be turning that into a spectacular condominium. But it was originally listed at 11.7 million. And it last sold back in 1995 for 1,185,000. So I look forward to seeing, you know, I'm sure they're going to be remodeling that unit. It'll be a spectacular property. And then we're back in the Kaka'ako area again, back Waia, and again, another highest sale for this year, January. And this was a 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath. As I've always mentioned, 3 bedrooms generally hold their value more than 2 bedrooms. People always want that extra bedroom, whether for a family, for an office, guest room, etc. And, you know, it certainly for those who can't find the, you know, luxury home, the 3-bedroom condominium in the luxury market is a good alternative, especially with some of the beautiful facilities that they're putting out right now. This sold for 7 million, and it was originally listed for 7.2. And this actually was back on the market back in 2016, and it sold for 6.4 million. But hopefully you'll find that fun. If you want more information on any of these properties, just email or text me, and I can certainly give you some more information, insights to all these sales, who the buyers were, et cetera, et cetera. There's always a lot of detail that helps you analyze if you're looking to sell, if you're looking to buy, even if you don't live in the building, but you live in another luxury building, I certainly can look at the comparison for you, and same with single family homes and neighborhoods. Now, moving right along to Christmas photos from Mary Ann. The hibiscus, you know, here is of course a red hibiscus, but she did make note here that the yellow hibiscus is the state's flower, which I did not know. So I'm sure a lot of you know that, but I did not know that. And then of course, what I love about Christmas, and I'm sure you do, is the ornaments that nestle in and sparkle and shine among all the wonderful flowers and Christmas trees or plants. Just stunning. And then, of course, the poinsettia is definitely our festive flower for Christmas. And beautiful poinsettias are out there right now. And I hope everyone's got one in their home. But again, I just wanted to wish everyone spreading holiday cheer, aloha, and have a wonderful holiday, and look forward to speaking to you in the new year. Happy New Year. We'll look forward to it, and we'll be back here, I believe, in 2 weeks. Much aloha.